I've sat here for about 5 minutes just thinking about how to introduce this video, but basically I've just put a story up saying what YouTube videos shall I do, and quite a few of them are more about my career, and I think, you know what, Mabel, you don't need to talk about Dubai today. It's not your only personality trait, so I'm going to talk about something else and it's going to be good. So this video is going to be my journey from studying at Fashion Retail Academy and about that, and how I got my job as a social media manager. And I feel like I never just like sit down and film. I'm always vlogging, so it feels quite nice to like I've done my makeup, got ready a little bit. Feels quite nice to just like sit down and be a proper YouTuber for a minute. So yeah, I'm excited. You can tell I'm excited. So where to start? If you've clicked on this video, you probably have heard of Fashion Retail Academy, or you're thinking of going, or you're there right now or something. But if not, I'll quickly explain. It's a college in London that specialises in fashion retail, and they do business courses, marketing courses, buying courses, all specifically for working in fashion. And they do courses from, I think you can go at 16, but I went when I was 18, and they also do degree courses now as well. And I'm sure you can check out more information on their website. I'm not sponsored by them, even though I should be. But anyway, so the course I did was a level 4 marketing and business course for fashion. And I did this after what would have been my A-levels. I personally didn't do A-levels, I did a BTEC course. So yeah, I did it after that, so I was 18. And because I was 18, the course was free, which is, I don't know, I think if you're under 19 when you begin the level 4 courses, then it's free, which is really good. I can't remember how much it is if you're paying for it. I want to say £6,000. I can't remember exactly, but again, it'll be on the website. So this course was meant to be a year course, and I applied for the year course, but then when I got there, they said they're trialing the course in 6 months. So would I like to do a 6-month version? And I thought, great, like, let's get this over with. I want to skip to the part where I'm working. So to me, I was like, that's perfect. I think since then they've discontinued the 6-month version, because I think it is better to do a year version. But I think, yeah, it depends. Like for me, I wanted to like get it over and done with, but I probably would have got more out of it if I had spent a year doing it, because it did feel slightly rushed. It's 2 days a week, which is not a lot at all. So I was just still working, I had a part-time job. So yeah, it was really good in that sense. But I do think there was a lot of like work just in my own time, and it was quite a handful. So the course I did was not specific to marketing or social media or anything. It was just a kind of all-rounder marketing and business course, because I wanted to, basically I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I wanted to get a good understanding of everything and then make my mind up, which I think is a good route to take if you're a bit stuck and you just don't know, because it is really hard. Like, it's really hard to know until you do it, whether you like something or you don't. So yeah, I did this course that kind of touched on everything. We did little projects in like visual merchandising, in supply chain, in business management. We did like a bit of everything, which was really good. And as soon as I kind of started, I thought, okay, I think I like marketing, and specifically content marketing. Also at this time, I started my own fashion blog, and I was just like really into kind of content and writing, and yeah, I knew that I wanted to be in that area, but I still wasn't sure where. So I thought maybe kind of email marketing or just content marketing in general would be what I ended up doing. So that's what I kind of focused on for my final major project. And then as part of the course, you also get a interning opportunity. They have a really good contact. So this was really, really valuable, like really good. I think this is part of pretty much all of their longer courses. And I got Kurt Geiger, which I was really pleased with. And at the time, I still wasn't sure what department I wanted to intern in. So I just said, just put me anywhere. So I got retail operations, which now looking back wasn't valuable in any way to what I do now, but it was valuable in the sense that this was the first time I'd like gone to work in an office, and like I learned a lot more about just like office etiquette and like being professional rather than working for a fashion brand, but still really good and really valuable. And then once the course was over, that's when the job hunt begins, and that is the hard bit, definitely. So I finished the course in February, and I was looking for a job until September, so it did take me a while. In that time, I decided to save up some money. I was just working part-time as a sales assistant at Accessorize, and one of the girls on my course got her interning experience at Monsoon Accessorize. So I said to her, can I have the contact details of where you're interning? I've worked for them on the shop floor, so in York, in my hometown, so I think it would be nice if I could intern there, and I think I'd learn a lot. So I emailed them and they said I can come intern, and they always have interns in, so they had like an internship program. And I think big established offices very often do have interns in a lot of the time, just to do all the admin stuff for free. But it was still good, and I know not everybody has the opportunity to work unpaid. I did have to save up, and then I stayed with a family friend in London, and I did about 6 weeks. And I started in PR because I was kind of thinking, do I want to be in PR? And then while I was there, I asked them, can I go and intern in social media, in the social media department? And they said yeah. So I did, and it was a lot of still just admin stuff. It was more just interesting to see the team structure, and I was kind of looking at people's job roles and thinking about whether that's something that I wanted to do, which I decided it was. And a quick note on that, I think what I like about social media is that it's constantly changing, and you constantly need to kind of learn the new platforms, whatever it is. Like, perfect example is when like TikTok has now blown up, like all these social media managers now have a whole new platform to like trial and test and learn, and it's really creative. So, but at the same time, it's also good to have an understanding of marketing in general. So I would say if you're wanting a career in social media, it is within a marketing sense. It's not just kind of all fun. it's also marketing. So anyway, I decided that's what I wanted to do, but I still hadn't nailed a job. All I had was some intern experience, and then what I did was start my own fashion blog while I was studying, and I kept that up, and I was just like making little videos for my Instagram and just like basically practicing using the social channels just for myself, just so that when I was in an interview situation and they said, you don't have any professional experience, I could say, yeah, I don't, but I do have this. And I think for social media, that's like, you have to have an understanding of the platforms, and often they're looking for people that are younger and more in touch with them and use them more than the heads of department that maybe don't, because at the end of the day, they want people that are going to be using the platforms every day, Instagram addicts, whatever. Like, they need that knowledge in their marketing team. So I was applying for jobs, loads and loads of jobs on LinkedIn, literally everywhere. I was desperate, and it did get to the point where I was like, it's so hard to get a job after studying, and I was nearly at my wit's end. But I did get an interview, and I actually got this interview through Indeed, the job site, which I kind of had given up hope on because a lot of the listings were just really vague and like really not the kind of things that I would be interested in. At the time, I really wanted to work for Pretty Little Thing or Missguided or somewhere like that. That was like my goal. Also to be in the north. I decided I didn't want to live in London. So I was like emailing these brands, please hire me, basically. And then I got this listing on Indeed, and it was social media assistant, Manchester based, but it didn't say anything else. So I applied because I literally was desperate. And it was a recruiter that had posted it. And then once she kind of did a little screening and just kind of sussed out that I am an actual applicant, she then said, oh, it's a brand called I Saw It First. They're a new fast fashion brand, but I had already heard of them, so she didn't really need to introduce them to me. And and then I got an interview. So finally I had an actual job interview for an actual paying job in social media. So obviously I was really excited / nervous, like very nervous, I remember I was. And the interview went well and I got the job. So this was like proper entry level, like social media assistant, you know, entry level salary, bottom of the heap type thing, but I was very buzzing with it. Like, I think after studying, nailing a job is the best feeling ever. Like, landing that first job is definitely a good feeling, especially when you've studied and this is what you want to be working in. Like, it's such a good feeling. So I was so happy. So that was in September. So the timeline is I started my course in September, I finished the course in February, I interned in June and July at Accessorize, and then I was looking for jobs, and then it was in September that I finally got the job. So obviously I was super excited to have been hired to do exactly what I wanted to do, and that's obviously every student's dream, isn't it, to just actually get a job in what you studied. So yeah, I was really happy. And the company was a fast fashion, well, it still is, fast fashion brand. Maybe you've heard of them, they sponsored Love Island, so they're quite big now. But at the time, they were kind of brand new. It was a tiny, tiny team. I got there on my first day and I was the only marketing person there in that office. So it was like really weird, and it was just not like the interning that I'd done at all. So even though I thought I knew what it would be like working in social media, it was a whole different ball game to actually be doing it. But that being said, in my opinion, social media and marketing in general is learning on the job. This is the kind of career that you just learn by doing. So once you landed there, you know, don't have imposter syndrome. You are capable. You just need to learn by doing. So what can I say about I Saw It First? Well, overall, like, I would never want to like slate a company online, but overall I didn't enjoy working there in the end. But at the start I was super excited, and obviously it is what I wanted to do, and the good things were it gave me really good experience and it got me the job after, so that's all good. But the downsides was I think it was just too small of a company, and as an entry level social media assistant, I think I would have done better in a bigger office environment with more people to support me, but I was more just kind of on my own, like struggling a little bit. But that being said, I learned a lot very quickly, so there's pros and cons. So as a social media assistant, I was managing the, you know, social platforms, scheduling posts, making sure they were aligned with the campaigns that we were doing, writing captions, pulling reports on how we were growing. And I remember we hit 100,000 followers while I was there, and I think now they've got like over 1 million, so they've come on massively, and it's probably a totally different company now with a much bigger team. But they were tiny. When I was there, so yeah, it was an experience. So then fast forward to February, I quit because I couldn't take it anymore. I was overwhelmed with the stress of it. Obviously I was only 19, and I was working long hours, and I just felt like I didn't really fit in. I didn't really enjoy my commute, I didn't enjoy living in Manchester, I didn't enjoy any of it really, so I decided to quit. And just thought, you know what, after all that, I'd rather be unemployed again and look for another job than put up with another minute. So that makes it sound really bad, but it was, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you've just got to follow your gut instinct, and my gut was telling me that I'm not meant to be here. And I remember saying to my mum, like, I don't like it, I don't like this working, like all I do is work and come home and I'm too tired to do anything, and the commute's an hour and it's in the rain. And I was more just having a bit of a crisis about work in general, and just the fact that I was working for not a lot of money and just breaking my back to get a promotion, but it would take years, and just being like, I was just really fed up. So I remember I was applying for jobs on LinkedIn, searching for jobs, and I remember I just changed the search filter from UK to worldwide, and there was two. One was in Amsterdam and one was in Dubai, and I just applied for both. Literally just the quick apply button. I didn't put any thought into it. But because I was at this company, I saw it first, which I think were kind of linked to, they're linked to Boohoo and Pretty Little Thing. So I think that kind of caught the attention of the recruiter for Namshi, which is a fashion brand based in Dubai. And yeah, so they kind of saw that I was there, and they got in touch with me and said, should we set up an interview? I said, yeah, why not? Like, okay, I've never been to Dubai, but fine. And yeah, I'm going to do another video about specifically jobs in Dubai. So yeah, anyway, I got the job as a social media coordinator, so kind of a step up, which I was obviously buzzing, and more or less double my salary. So I was so like excited and overwhelmed and couldn't believe that I just landed this amazing offer. So there was never a moment where I thought I wouldn't take it. It was obvious I had to do it. So yeah, that was then, I think, a very different experience. I was going back from, I kind of was interning in a big company, then my first job was in a small company, and then I was back into a big, medium-sized company. So we were a social team of 4 people, which I think is a good size. Like, it shouldn't just be one person running a brand social media accounts, in my opinion. Obviously, it depends how big the brand is, but we were kind of a manager, 2 coordinators and an assistant, and I think that was a much, much better, like, that just set me up for a much better, more support, like, everything I learned. So yeah, I think that is a much better ratio in terms of the work that you have to produce and the people that have to produce it. I worked for Namshi for 2.5 years, and you know, it's one of those things, like in so many jobs, you just need to put the time in order to earn your promotion. That is how it works. I was learning a lot, and I really, really wanted a promotion. In the end, I didn't get it because COVID happened, and I was actually just lucky to keep my job in general. So they kind of said, we can't give you the promotion that you deserve right now because of COVID. And I was like, that's fine, but I'm gonna leave, because I had another offer from another fashion brand based in Dubai, and that was as a social media manager, so a step up, and I just felt like I was ready for a change. So that has been my journey. It's kind of been 3 steps up to, well, intern, assistant, coordinator, manager, over about 4 years. So I think that is quite quick, and I think that in Dubai we're kind of lucky to have quite quick progression because things grow quickly. There's a lot of opportunities, and yeah, I think in England it might take a little bit longer because it's more competitive. There's just more brands, more people wanting to work there, more people working in social media. So from what I can gather, I think I have been lucky with the progression being quite quick. So yeah, landing the job that I'm in currently was much more of a case of getting in touch and building a relationship with my employer now, because once you're here in Dubai, it is much easier to just meet people face to face than it is to secure the job kind of from another country and having them, you know, do the interview on the phone and stuff. So it's much, much easier to kind of get jobs while you're already here and working 100%. So I didn't find it too difficult to find other job opportunities while I was at Namshi. And I'm really, really pleased with my new job as a social media and I do content as well now. So another thing that I wanted from my job was to kind of not only do social media but also do content marketing for the website. So yeah, that was something that I really wanted to be included, and which I now have that responsibility, so I'm really pleased. Also, while I was at NAMSHE, I did a lot of blog writing, and obviously I did have a fashion blog as I was studying, so now that that's my job, I think it's really all just paid off. Like, I love writing, and I love writing blogs for the brands. So yeah, that has been the journey, my journey. My advice to anyone that's thinking of a career in social media is do it, because it's growing so much. There's always social media jobs. Every brand and every company needs a social media presence. So it's like massive at the moment. My other piece of advice would be to try and make your own experience if you can, whether, you know, it doesn't need to be about you. I did a fashion blog, but it could be about anything. Start a page and start using the platforms and getting to know them, and getting to know how to build following and how to increase engagement, and just get to know the channels, because that is what employees are looking for. They're looking for people that have that knowledge and that understanding. If you can do marketing courses, I think that's definitely beneficial. But what was most beneficial, I think, for Fashion Retail Academy for me was getting the interning experience, because I think nothing really prepares you for working in an office until you've done it. Like, you just need to do it and get used to it and understand what it's like to, you know, lead meetings and do projects on time. Like, you just learn by doing, in my experience. So I'm going to leave this video here, and I hope you found it interesting and helpful, and please subscribe to my channel if so. I do mostly vlogs, but let me know in the comments what I should be doing more of. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.